You're watching Sports Tonight. We're reaching you live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. We're still monitoring what's going on in that men's Afro-Basket semi-final match between Nigeria and Senegal. We told you it will be very, very competitive, but hopefully fans of basketball in Nigeria will rejoice at the end of that one. Alfred, let's talk about the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier. The Four Corners, look, at this stage when they play, no worries, but because football is getting big in Africa, not just football, even basketball. See what Congo DR did. The Tanzanians, they are in Benin for that match. The coach says they are here to win.
I would have not been worried if I have not seen the Tanzanians play before. Recall in 2010 when we won the African Women's Championship, Nigeria was the same group with Tanzania. I saw that game live at the stadium. They call the stadium Metalon Stadium, the third game in the group games for the Super Falcons. That's why Falcons team had the likes of Perpetua and Kwacha, Tizara Pranozie, Oloma, Jerome, and others. We struggled to beat them 1-0 in that game. But you know, you just have to take the fact that our girls at this level are about the best on the continent. I
agree. The Tanzanians, this is when they arrived.
Yeah, it's when they arrived beginning for the game. I mean, at this level, we have some of the best youngsters. You know, it's when they get into when we begin to look at the final details that you say, okay, struggle a bit. So the Tanzania, I'm sure they will be confident. For Chris Danjuma, is one of the girls.
That's right.
Not to be complacent. At this level, we don't want to take anything for granted. And I've seen the Tanzanians; they have a very, very robust women's football arrangement. You might not be hearing much from them, but what I saw, the scare that they put in the Super Falcons, I can't forget that game in 2010. It just shows you that the system that can produce this kind of player means that they have something working for them. And so the Falcons will have to really hold their own, and
I agree.
The most important thing, get a very, very good result, healthy lead to take to the second leg.
That's right. So that's it. The match will be played tomorrow, 4 p.m. guys, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium right there in Benin, Edo State.
In the next few weeks, that stadium is going to be busy.
The women are in charge. The women are taking over that stadium. Hopefully they will make the stadium look good. So the state government, they understand that when the girls are coming to town, you want sweep, you want clean up. And so the deputy governor says, look, the pitch is fine, the dressing rooms are looking clean, so that's what we want, so that they can play good football right there. Because after Tanzania, we'll get ready for the Nigeria Women's Premier League Super 4. Fantastic. The best of football will be played right there in Benin City, Edo State. We'll continue to monitor that one. Let's go to Enugu State. Action-packed sort of sports. The Enugu State government, they have inaugurated an administrative panel of inquiry to do what? To investigate the continuous crisis in Enugu Rangers International Football Club. The committee is headed by Professor Gabriel Aguwa Kajetan, Oyedum Namdi Otuku, and chairman of Enugu State Football Association, Chidi Okenwa, will serve as members. The committee is expected to submit its reports within 21 days. I'll wait for the guys to give their views on this, but let's go to Enugu State. Listen to the governor. He was very straight about this. Look, we want to reposition things in Enugu Rangers, and then we'll come back. The guys in the studio will give their opinions. Won't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Director of Defense Information, Major General,
to investigate, identify all the factors responsible for the continuing crisis in Rangers Football Club, and recommend appropriate measures to curb them. To articulate a roadmap for Rangers Football Club, to determine and recommend appropriate amendments to the Rangers Management Corporation Law that will align with the roadmap and specifically enthrone the following: A. Robust governance structure with clear reporting lines in keeping with international best practice. B. Transparent accountability framework. 4. To investigate any other relevant matters that may come to the knowledge of the panel in the course of the inquiry, not covered under paragraph 1 to 3 above. To generally, in the light of the finding, make recommendations which the panel may consider appropriate for the total and sustainable revitalization of Rangers Football Club. The panel has 21 days to submit its report. I wish to thank the chairman and members of the panel for accepting to lend their services to the state and to the teaming fans and supporters of Rangers Football Club in this regard. And I'm confident that they will deploy their wealth of experience, knowledge, and competence to discharge their duties effectively and satisfactorily.
So that's it, Governor of Enugu State, putting together that committee, inaugurating the administrative panel of inquiry to look into the problems of Enugu Rangers. Tolu, you listen to him, and I'm just trying to wonder, how did they go to sleep after winning? They didn't just win, they won convincingly, they were impressive, and then the next year you cannot sustain success. It tells a lot about leadership.
Yes, and secondly, I think it's beyond just what happened this season. 2 seasons ago, Enugu Rangers battled relegation. And then last season, they went on to win the league. And it's, I don't know, but one would expect that the players who won the league should be able to stay focused and then think bigger. They're playing the Champions League and blah, blah, blah. But that is not the case here. A lot of infighting, a lot of things didn't go right, that there were promises not fulfilled. And so the players felt destabilized. They felt, oh, there's no reason to struggle to fight harder. And then the season declined and led to the sack of Imam Abakakabo. Right. And everything kept going from bad to worse until eventually, finishing 10th on the log, flattered Enugu Rangers. They were not that good this season. They struggled for a larger part of the season and then eventually managed to finish 10th. So, but I thought that, hey, they struggled to stay ahead, to think, hey, it is what we achieved in the past is in the past. We need to plan for this season, and that is exactly what happened. Not just them, we saw that happen to the other 3 teams who finished in the top 4 and went to the continent. Among all 4 teams, all 4 teams that went to the continent, only Ifeanyi came close to the top 4 again. You know, every other one were finishing way below FC Ifeanyi. So for Enugu Rangers, look, what has happened? Whatever this panel needs to do has to go back 2, 3, 4 years ago, because Enugu Rangers last season, or what happened last season when they won the league, looked like a flash in the pan, apparently, because for the other seasons, they have been struggling perpetually in the league. So whatever the panel will do, will not just be looking at what happened this season. No, it has to go back to what happened for a couple of seasons where they've been struggling before the miracle happened last season.
Alfred, you've been monitoring Enugu Rangers for some time, and when they won that league, we thought everything was fine. The government gave them the sort of support they needed. They had about the best synergy of players. The coach was good. And now we're having this, because to the governor, it's not just about the football. For you to investigate something means something's wrong. Something
I'm sure is really wrong with the Rangers team. All of the camps infight, like the governor noted, the infighting is huge. We had a chairman after winning the league. Went on. We thought that we were going to build on that, and the next thing, the chairman is off, and there are so many stories flying. Now, Rangers is one team that over the years, players have left Rangers to play elsewhere. What do you hear? The players leave for free eventually. Osaguna at some point was one of the star players. We left. What did he hear? His playing license is owned by somebody somewhere. So many of them like that. Chisome Wuchilam, who for me was about the best player in the league last season. He left. Who collected the money? So it's just a question of the state government putting so much, and yet players will leave. We expect that the team will recoup so much, and it doesn't go. And with all of the stories flying around that team, it's just a matter of time before people start, asking. I'm sure the governor has really the big stick, but for me, I think Rangers is, if you want to, the pilot project of private sector or fans driving a team, Rangers will be one, because they have their fans everywhere.
I know, and they play beautiful football. Just look at this place, for instance. And then you ask yourself, what happened to this team?
If there's a team in the league that can really sell, make the fans believe in them and invest, it's Rangers. So just at the end of the day, yes, we can do all of the findings and the rest of them. If you still run by the state government and you still put money, it's time we just divest a bit of the equity and let somebody come in to really put the money.